Crystal Rogers, owner of Cozy Couch Family Daycare in Martinsburg, West Virginia, finally feels appreciated. It took the pandemic to make that happen. For too long, she says, society has looked down on daycare as somehow less worthy than school. And no wonder. Childcare is one of the lowest paid occupations in America. We're not babysitters. I've been wanting to say that, Rogers says. We go to trainings. We do all the things that a professional childcare provider does. Childcare workers, almost all women, teach, feed and care for children from infancy up until they're ready to go to school while their parents are at work. It's hard work, Rogers says, and also essential. Now, childcare is being held up as critical to the economic recovery. Since last year, Congress has delivered $50 billion of relief funds for the industry, a historic sum. And President Biden wants that level of investment to continue. As part of his American Families Plan, he's asked Congress for $225 billion over 10 years to make childcare affordable or even free for working parents. He wants to raise wages for those who work in the industry to at least $15 an hour. The Democrats have answered with a budget framework that includes $726 billion for priorities targeting education and families, including universal pre-K and childcare. To Rogers, it's already clear what a difference a big investment like that would make. In a way, it's already happening in West Virginia, thanks to the federal relief funds. She charges $150 per week for babies up to 2 years old and $125 per week for children 2 to 12 years old. But most of the families whose children go to her Cozy Couch Family Daycare haven't had to pay anything during the pandemic. That's because West Virginia has been covering the full cost of childcare for essential workers since March 2020. The parents who use this daycare include nurses and grocery workers. The state has always subsidized childcare to some degree. And some of the parents here qualified for subsidies even before the pandemic, based on their income. But the state is now paying Rogers more per child than it's ever paid in the past, a pandemic premium that is set to continue through the end of 2022. They kept us afloat, Rogers say. They did us well, and they're still doing us well. Because of the COVID-19 crisis, Rogers has also received several grants from the state, in part for staying open. She's used the extra money to purchase more things for the children, such as books, puzzles and blocks, and to give her staff bonuses. But she knows the infusion of cash is temporary. And that worries her. When it goes back to normal, whatever normal is, a lot of us are going to take a hit, she says. The uncertainties about future funding are keeping a lot of daycare centers from significantly raising wages, which would help them find workers.